Hello everyone, I'm Ryan Harrison and this is going to be my first video on the Bible, and I'm going to hopefully do a lot of more videos like this one discussing things like Noah's Ark. In fact, this will probably be a 2 or 3 part video. So I'm going to call it Noah's Ark Fact or Fiction. And what prompted me to make this video was a very long discussion on Instagram. There's actually 582 comments that were posted below a little picture on Instagram having to do with Noah's Ark. And so I need to skip out a lot of details because this will make the video way too long. I already made one and it was 11 minutes. So basically what happened was there was me and a few other different atheists, and we started discussing and debating against two young, I guess you'd call them Bible literalists. So they want to believe that every Bible story is 100% true. It happened exactly however it says it happened in the Bible. So anyways, they had a lot of different interesting explanations for what happened in the Bible, or I should say for Noah's Ark story, how it actually happened. They said some things like many of the animals went into hibernation, and there's also lots of water outside for them to drink, apparently. So they'll also use, although they don't believe in evolution, they'll use microevolution to explain changes since the Ark myth, because they talked about things like the animals were all vegetarian, therefore the lions could have eaten something that isn't meat. They were saying that all those animals were vegetarians, the ones that are now not vegetarians. So microevolution apparently changed them in a few thousand years. So, yeah. So I mean, why aren't they vegetarians now? Oh well, microevolution, of course. Duh. And they make a lot of funny statements too, where they'll say, obviously, they'll end with just some crazy, ridiculous sentence, obviously, as if we're dumb, as if we should have known this already. So one atheist made the point that not only would lions' teeth have to change, but also his digestive system and also his mind. Of course, he's got to go from, or she has got to go from just eating vegetables to knowing and realizing he or she has to now go off and chase food and eat the food. So, but apparently microevolution over short period of time could take care of that. I guess microevolution would be short. So anyways, regarding the food staying fresh, they said the atmosphere was very, very different back then. Somebody brought up bacteria, and that's, not really going to change too much because of the atmosphere. So I'm not a scientist. I don't know a lot of these kinds of fine details of what would be wrong and what would be right. Common sense. That's what I go off of. Common sense tells me this story is nonsense. So anyways, they also made statements like, I know math exists because obviously it does. There's that word, obviously. I know the king of the universe exists because he obviously does. So this got off subject, I guess, a little bit, or maybe trying to help explain the Noah story, but they also said something very funny. It's a lot easier to prove creation than evolution. So apparently this is what we're hearing, and or what they're hearing in church or their Bible classes or whatever, from their teachers or their pastors. It's easier to prove creation than evolution. Okay, that's pretty funny. Actually, it's not very funny because it's making a whole new generation of really stupid kids when it comes to things like this. They might be smart in a lot of ways and nice kids and everything like that, but they're turning them stupid when it comes to this. They can say a lot of smart things. They start opening their mouths and saying stuff like easier to prove creation than evolution. That's just embarrassing. So anyways, my argument against it would be, or my arguments would be, besides common sense and rational thinking, one of the Christian kids pointed out that there was 500 flood stories. Therefore, Noah's Ark is true. I don't see how that makes it true. True, there are a lot of different flood stories. I have heard this, and one of them is called the Epic of Gilgamesh, and that is one of the stories that they definitely said. The people who researched this said that that's got to be older than Noah's Ark, and maybe other ones are older than Noah's Ark. So the fact that there's so many, and that they probably evolved and changed, whatever, because they got passed along through the years and went to different parts of the world. I don't see how any of that supports this absolutely crazy story. I don't get it. Somebody would like to comment below and tell me how that makes it true. Great. Of course, there's other issues, like within the Bible itself, because at the very beginning, I think it's the very beginning of talking about the animals, it says for Noah to take 2 of every animal, but then very soon after it says something about so many clean and so many dirty, and it wasn't 2. So I don't know if somebody wants to explain that, please do so. Also, the whole issue with all the different animals from the New World. Of course, the Bible authors didn't know about the New World, so they couldn't talk about the New World. They couldn't talk about all the different animals, the way more animals than they could ever imagine are out there. Some from very warm climates, some from very, very, very cold climates. And then, of course, all the waste that the animals will create, and what they're going to do with it, the food that they need to feed all those tons and tons of animals. So obviously this story is just way, way, way out there. You know, it's completely based on nonsense. I mean, there's no facts, there's no evidence or anything to support this. Common sense tells you it's just BS. So I'm sure there's a lot of Christians too who want to deny this story and say, oh, this is one of those, you know, few stories in the Bible that aren't literally true. It's this or that. So anyways, comment below. If you're Christian, please tell me if you believe the story or not, and if you do, explain away. Give me your best shot. Tell me why it's true. If you're an atheist, I don't know if you need to jump all over this. If you know, if you really want to throw out some, if you think you have some really good facts that would just blow this out of the water, just right from the beginning, go for it. Or wait for some of these believers to just make a comment saying, oh, this is true because of this, and then you can go ahead and jump all over that you know, evidence, and you know, and that goes the other way around too. If you want to wait and as a Christian for somebody to bring up a comment about why it's not true, something I didn't say, because I'm sure there's a lot to say, then go ahead, wait for them to say so, and blow it out of the water if you think you can. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.